Hello and welcome. Find a comfortable position, one where your body can feel completely supported. Let your eyes gently close. Take a slow, comfortable breath in through your nose, feeling the cool air enter, and a long, soft exhale out, imagining the weight of the entire day melting away from your body and into the surface beneath you. Let's do that once more. A slow, quiet breath in, filling your lungs with a sense of peace, and a long, gentle breath out, releasing any thoughts, any worries, any plans. Let them all just drift away. Feel the gentle rhythm of your own breathing, a rhythm that has been with you all your life, a rhythm of safety and stillness. There is nothing else for you to do right now, and nowhere else you need to be. Just be here, floating in this moment of perfect quiet. Tonight, our quiet thoughts will journey together. We will leave this room behind and travel through time and space to a land bathed in the golden light of an ancient sun. We will walk a famous dusty road, the one that winds down from the holy city of Jerusalem to the oasis town of Jericho. There we will listen to a simple story, a timeless parable told by a great teacher named Jesus. It is not a story of kings or armies, but a story about a simple moment of human kindness, about the quiet, powerful language of the heart. So just continue to breathe now, and allow my voice to be your gentle guide. Allow this story to become a soft, warm lullaby for your mind, carrying you easily and peacefully toward a deep and restorative sleep. Our story begins in the hazy gold of dawn in the great city of Jerusalem. The air is cool and holds the scent of freshly baked bread, mingling with the last hints of night-blooming jasmine from the city's hidden courtyards. A weaver named Reuben is preparing for his journey. We can see him in his small, quiet home, where threads of colorful wool rest in baskets, waiting patiently for his return. His fingers, so skilled and strong from long hours at the loom, are now moving with a soft gentleness. He carefully wraps a small, simple clay flute, a gift he has made with his own hands for his young nephew in Jericho. Beside it, he places a string of polished river stones, smooth and cool to the touch, which he gathered from a stream on his last visit, a special gift for his niece. He imagines their happy faces, and a quiet smile touches his lips. These small treasures are a testament to his love, a quiet connection to his family, who live a long day's walk away.
He packs a simple meal for the journey ahead, a round of fresh warm bread, a handful of sweet dark dates, and a flask of cool clean water. His heart is light, filled with a quiet, joyful anticipation. He is going to Jericho to see his sister, to sit with her family, to hear their laughter, to feel the simple, profound warmth of a family's love.
As Reuben steps out onto the ancient stone streets, the city is just beginning to stir from its slumber. The first golden rays of sunlight are spilling over the Mount of Olives,
painting the tops of the buildings in hues of rose and gold. A quiet hum of life is starting, the distant call of a vendor, the soft cooing of doves, and Reuben adds his own soft, hopeful tune to it, humming almost silently as he walks through the awakening city towards the great eastern gate. Beyond the city gates, the world opens up into the vast and quiet expanse of the Judean wilderness. The road to Jericho unwinds before him, a pale, dusty ribbon descending through ancient hills of limestone and chalk. In the soft morning light, the landscape is beautiful, painted in gentle hues of ochre, lavender, and gold. A sense of freedom and peace fills Reuben's heart as he takes his first steps on the open road. For the first few hours, the journey is pleasant. The air is fresh, and the path slopes gently downwards. He passes small groves of hardy olive trees, their leaves shimmering like silver in the breeze. He sees a shepherd guiding his flock on a distant hillside, a timeless, peaceful scene. The world feels calm and orderly, and his destination feels comfortingly close. But as the sun climbs higher in the sky, casting shorter and sharper shadows, the character of the road begins to change. The gentle beauty of the morning takes on a stark, lonely quality. The gentle slopes have turned into stark, rocky outcrops. The cool breeze fades away, replaced by a steady, dry heat that rises from the baked earth. The bird song quiets, the air grows hot and still. Reuben stops humming his tune, his senses now more alert. The road becomes narrower, twisting like a serpent through deep, silent ravines and past large, imposing boulders. These ancient rocks, weathered by centuries of sun and wind, seem to watch him as he passes. They offer perfect hiding places. The silence of the wilderness is immense now, profound. It is a silence that feels heavy, watchful. It is in this profound silence that the world suddenly shatters. A rush of movement from the shadows, shouts that are more startling than the silence itself. There is no time for fear. Only a brief, confusing struggle, a sharp, searing pain in his side. And then the world softens, blurs at the edges, and gently fades into a dreamless dark. He awakens slowly, not to a sound, but to a feeling, the searing heat of the midday sun on his face. Pain is a constant, heavy companion now, a dull, throbbing ache that pulses through his entire body. Every breath is a labor. He lies in the dust of the roadside, stripped of his dignity, his travel pack gone. His small, carefully chosen gifts for his family are scattered and lost in the dirt. Time becomes meaningless, stretching on into a hazy, painful infinity. But then, through the haze of pain, a sound. The soft, rhythmic tread of approaching footsteps. Through his blurred vision, he sees a figure in fine robes walking down the road, a priest from the great temple in Jerusalem. A flicker of hope sparks within him. Help has come, Surely this holy man will show mercy.
The priest sees Reuben. For a fleeting second, their eyes might have met across the dusty road, but the holy man's steps falter for only a moment. He gathers his fine robes, his face becoming a mask of careful neutrality, and he crosses to the far side of the road, giving the wounded man a wide berth. His footsteps quickly fade into the oppressive silence, leaving Reuben in an even deeper state of despair. Sometime later, after what feels like an eternity of heat and pain, another sound, another traveler. This time, it is a Levite, a man who also serves in the holy temple. He approaches, and he too sees the broken man lying by the road. This man hesitates. He stops for a moment, looking down at Reuben with a mixture of pity and perhaps fear. But his hesitation lasts only a moment. He too crosses the road and continues his journey. The sound of the Levite's footsteps fades. Silence returns, heavier and more complete than before. The only sound is the lazy buzz of a lone fly. The flicker of hope that had sparked within Reuben now dies completely, leaving only the cold ashes of despair. He closes his eyes, surrendering to the crushing weight of his pain and loneliness, the sun beating down without mercy. But just as the day begins to cool, as the sun begins its long descent, painting the sky in fiery colors, a new sound reaches his ears. It is not the hurried footsteps of important men. It is the soft, steady plod of a donkey. A man, a merchant by his simple, dusty dress, is approaching from the direction of Jerusalem. He is a Samaritan. In those ancient times, a deep wall of mistrust and hostility stood between the people of Samaria and the people of Judea. A good Jew, lying wounded as Reuben was, would have expected nothing from this man but scorn, or, at best, cold indifference. But the Samaritan, whose name was Tobias, pulls his weary donkey to a halt. He looks past the labels of Jew and Samaritan. He sees not an enemy, not a stranger. He sees a human being in desperate need. And as the old story tells us, his heart was moved with a deep and genuine compassion. Not a distant pity, but a feeling that spurred him to action. He dismounts without hesitation and walks towards the wounded man, his own simple clothes becoming soiled with the dust of the roadside as he kneels. "Easy now, you are safe. I am here to help you." From his own modest travel pack, Tobias takes out his provisions, not for himself, but for this stranger. He uncorks a flask of wine, and with a strip of clean cloth, he begins to gently and meticulously clean Reuben's wounds. The wine stings, but it is a cleansing fire, washing away the dirt and grime of his ordeal. It is the first touch of care he has felt all day. Next, he takes out a small skin of oil, a soothing balm. He pours the cool, fragrant oil over the wounds, and Reuben can feel the fiery pain begin to subside, replaced by a gentle, healing warmth.
Then, with great care, Tobias tears more strips from his own linen to create clean bandages, wrapping them securely but gently around the injuries. Every touch is deliberate, full of tenderness. Every movement is kind. The Samaritan works not in haste, but with the focused calm of someone performing a sacred task. He knows this man cannot be left here to die. So with a great deal of effort, he gently lifts the nearly unconscious man from the ground. He carefully places Reuben onto the back of his own donkey, the animal that carries his livelihood. Tobias himself will now walk. He takes the donkey's lead in his hand and begins the slow, arduous journey down the remainder of the treacherous road. His pace is slow and careful, matched to the gentle sway of his wounded passenger, ensuring the ride is as smooth as possible. The sun has now set, and the first stars begin to appear in the deep, velvet sky, watching over them like silent, silver sentinels. They travel through the deepening twilight, a small, solitary procession of compassion. After what seems like a long time, they finally see a warm, glowing light ahead. A small roadside inn, a humble sanctuary of safety in the dark wilderness. The innkeeper, a weary but decent man, looks out, seeing the strange pair emerge from the darkness. A Samaritan leading a donkey that carries a beaten Jew. But Tobias speaks with a quiet authority and a sincerity that dispels any suspicion. "Please," he says, his voice tired but firm with purpose, "this man is gravely injured. He needs a room, and he needs care. I will cover all the costs." He reaches into his own purse and pulls out 2 silver coins, a generous sum, enough for many days of lodging and food. He places the coins into the innkeeper's hand. "Look after him. Tend to his needs as if he were your own brother. And if you spend more than this, I will repay you when I return this way." The innkeeper, seeing the profound compassion in Tobias's eyes, nods without a word, his own heart softened by the selfless act. Together, they help move Reuben from the donkey into a simple, clean room inside the inn. Tobias doesn't leave immediately. He stays for a while, ensuring Reuben is made comfortable. He brings him some water and helps him sip a little warm broth. Only when Reuben is resting peacefully, his breathing deeper and more regular, does Tobias finally take his own leave, disappearing back into the night as quietly as he came. His act of compassion is complete now, a quiet, anonymous gift given freely without expecting anything in return. The Samaritan did not seek praise or recognition. He simply saw a need and he answered it with action, with the language of a kind and open heart. He showed that true compassion is not just a feeling of pity, but a conscious, practical choice to help, to kneel in the dust. And as you rest now, letting your own body relax deeper and deeper, let the warmth of that simple inn surround you. Imagine the feeling of being cared for, of being safe. The story teaches us something profound. The priest and the Levite might have had their reasons of law, of purity, of hurry. But compassion does not ask for reasons, it simply asks us to see. In the end, the great teacher asks a simple question. Which of these three was a neighbor to the man who fell among the thieves? And the answer, of course, is the one who showed mercy. The story gently invites us to ask not who is my neighbor, but rather, how can I be a neighbor to those I meet on my own journey? Let this gentle truth be your final comfort tonight. Kindness is never wasted. It is the most beautiful and universal language of the human heart, understood by all across all boundaries. Let your own heart rest in this simple peace, knowing that you are cared for and that you too, in your own unique way, carry the capacity for great kindness. Now let all thoughts of this story drift away, leaving only a feeling of warmth and peace. Allow your mind to become as still and quiet as a calm, moonlit lake. Drift now into a deep and wonderfully restorative sleep. Rest well